This is my fourth speech. This is a persuasive speech, and I'm going to persuade you that it would be a good idea for the United States government to attempt to plug the oil spill in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. On April 20th, 2010, an oil rig in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico named the Deepwater Horizon experienced an explosion that killed 11 workers and injured 17 other people. However, this is only the surface of all of their problems. Deep underneath the surface of the ocean, the explosion had caused a chain reaction of events that led to eventually one of the wells under the water to begin to leak oil into the Gulf of Mexico. And this caused what turned into one of the biggest oil spills recorded to date in the United States. The oil eventually covered almost 2,500 square miles of surface water, and there were also underwater oil plumes that were discovered after the fact. There were later oil-related incidents recorded on shore, resulting in 2 deaths and multiple complications for both human and animal wildlife. The effects of the oil spill are currently ongoing and are still a pending threat, regardless of the current attempts to stop the spill of oil. The first problem is the effects of human and animal life. First of all, with animals, birds, it poses a great threat to birds. Any bird that feeds from the surface of the ocean has a threat of getting oil stuck on its wings and not being able to fly again. Also, any bird that skims off the top of the ocean for food has the potential threat to swallow the oil, and thus killing it like a poison. Any sea creatures, such as fish or any other sea creature that swims through the oil spillage, will almost certainly transfer oil to their scales, even if they swim through only for a quick second. These animals then take that oil back to their nurturing grounds or their mating grounds and spread that oil, the poison, to their offspring, ultimately killing their offspring. Also, sea creatures who swim through the oil are not able to extract the oxygen they need from the water, therefore causing them to die. And then creatures who swim through the oil are also susceptible of dying by poison or ingesting the oil when they swim through, even for a quick second. Humans are affected by the oil contamination in 3 specific ways. Humans eat sea creatures and birds, and if these birds and sea creatures are tainted by the oil, then it could result in a poisonous meal. If there's definitely oil or some other contaminant in the system. Also, fishermen make a profit off of fishing, and if there's no fish to catch because of the oil spill, then the economy is hurt. Humans use oil as an energy source, and with the massive amount of loss of oil, the oil economy takes a great hit with the suffering of all the spent oil on the surface of the water, because it's hard to extract the surface. It's hard to extract the oil off of the salt water, and people will be forced to pay more money for gas because there's less to use since it's distributed across the Gulf of Mexico. People can also get sick from direct oil spill contact. People on the shores of places close to the spill may not even notice that there's oil that they're touching. This can affect a human lifestyle. And ingesting this crude oil would be worse for the human body than standing at the gas pump and drinking the fuel from your car. Benefits of plugging the oil. First of all, oil will no longer be added to the already prevalent problem of spilled oil. Rescue teams would only have to worry about the oil left over and the effects it has on the wildlife. Rescue teams will be able to focus their attention on more direct problems, such as dying animals in attempts to preserve ecological stability. They would be able to focus on making sure that beaches are safe for people and also for animals. They would also be able to notify the public of any unsafe areas that are still under contamination watch, based on the amount of contaminants still left. A third thing is that people will be able to have relief in knowing that they're not going to have to worry about any more oil added to the problem, and that now they can begin to solve the problem with the oil on top of the water, or the oil that's getting into their sewer system, or the oil that's contaminating their lifestyle. There are truly no negatives towards plugging the oil spill. Yes, it would save whatever money is spent on the deep sea operations that are taken to plug the oil spill, but the monetary cost is worth the lives of people and animals, and worth the ecological stability that it would that these deep sea operations would serve. Also, the small monetary cost would quickly be outweighed by the amount of money in crude oil that we would save from plugging the oil spill. Not to mention that the economy would no longer suffer, or would be able to steadily increase after plugging in the oil. To argue that not plugging the oil would be a better decision, or to argue plugging the oil would be an argument against the betterment of human lives and against the environment in which we as humans